All right, let's jump right in. As a coach, you've seen this 1,000 times, right? Your player makes an error, a shanked pass, a missed serve, and you can literally see their mind just leave the court. Their eyes go a little distant, shoulders slump. They've started that dreaded mental replay. In this explainer, we're going to break down a super practical tool to help your players cut that replay short and get their heads back in the game immediately.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The mistake itself, it's over in a second. It's the mental echo, that film strip playing over and over in their head that does the real damage. And that's exactly what we're here to fix.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll define the problem, the replay spiral. Then we'll introduce the solution, rumination recovery. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of how it works with 3 simple steps, show you exactly how to coach it with drills and cues, and then we'll look at the incredible impact it can have on your team. And of course, we'll show you where you can learn even more.
Okay, let's dig into the problem that every single coach recognizes, but maybe you haven't had a name for it. Let's talk about the replay spiral.
The official term for this is rumination. And let's be clear, this isn't productive thinking. It's just the brain getting stuck, replaying a bad touch or a missed block on a loop. It completely anchors your athlete's attention to a moment that's already gone. And this right here is the real consequence. An athlete whose mind is stuck in the past is, well, they're just not available for the next play. Their timing is off, their court vision shrinks, they can't even hear you. And this is how one little mistake snowballs and turns into 2 or 3 or more. But here's the good news. There is a specific, coachable skill that's designed to stop that spiral dead in its tracks. It's called rumination recovery.
Now, this is absolutely crucial. We're not asking athletes to just be more positive or to shake it off. I mean, how often does that actually work, right? Those ideas usually fall flat because they don't deal with the brain's wiring. Rumination recovery is a real skill. Think of it as applied neuroscience that literally interrupts that mental tape and brings your athlete back to right here, right now.
So, how does this actually work on the court, in the heat of the moment? Well, it's a really simple 3-step process. This image gives you the whole picture at a glance. It's just a quick little sequence designed to spot the loop, actively cut it off, and then immediately get your focus back to where it belongs, the next ball. Okay, let's break this down. Step 1 is simple. Recognize the loop. The athlete just has to notice, oh, there it is, I'm replaying that point. Step 2 is to interrupt the tape with the short, sharp mental cue, something like cut it or next play. And step 3 is to immediately return to now, which means shifting their attention to something real in the present moment, like the feel of their shoes on the court or the server across the net. So it's just recognize, interrupt, return. That's it.
And get this, the entire process takes just 2 to 4 seconds. That's it. That's what makes it so incredibly powerful. It's not some long, complicated mental exercise. It is a lightning-fast reset that can happen between points, and honestly, nobody else even has to know it's happening.
This all sounds pretty good, right? But how do you actually teach it? This is where we get super practical for you as a coach. The language you use from the sideline is key. These cues are short, they're neutral, and they are action-oriented. You'll notice they're not emotional. A simple, quiet, cut the tape, or next read from you can be the trigger your athlete needs to start that reset process. And you can build this right into your practices. Here's a great one, the partner passing reset. On the outside, it looks like any other passing drill, but the real work is happening inside the player's head. Their job is to notice the second their mind starts to drift or replay a bad pass. The moment they catch it, they use their cue, take a quick breath, and lock their focus back onto the next toss. You're training their attention just as much as you're training their platform.
So what's the big payoff here? Well, when your team really gets this skill down, you're going to see a huge shift in how they handle mistakes.
Look, success isn't about never making errors. It's about what happens after the error. You'll see players get their composure back almost instantly. You'll hear communication snap right back on. That single mistake no longer poisons the next 3 plays. Your whole team starts to play with more presence, more lightness, because they're not carrying the weight of past points with them. Now, rumination recovery is actually just one skill inside a much bigger framework. If this way of thinking clicks with you, there's a whole system you can dive into. This skill comes from the Mental Performance and Skills System, or MPSS for short. You can find a ton of more detailed info and resources over at flowmpcc.com. And for any of you who want to go even deeper, there are some fantastic athlete, coach, and even pocket guides available for purchase right on Amazon. They're amazing resources for really integrating this stuff into your program. So let's end with this thought, because this is really the whole game. We tend to think that confidence means playing perfectly. But real, tough, resilient confidence, that's all about recovery. It's the skill you learn to let go of the last play, to cut that mental tape, and to show up 100% present for the point that's right in front of you.